What is up, all of you awesome and amazing people on YouTube? Kuda Malloy here, coming at you with another exciting video. Okay, so this is how I'm going to break my 4-day, going on 100-hour water fast. So I made some bone broth soup, beef shank, lamb shank, put in some celery, some leeks, some onions. Then I put in some kale and some spinach. Check out the video before this one if you want to see how I made all that. What I did was I ladled out just the liquid. Very important, just the liquid. That's a very important step in the process because you don't want to bombard your gut and your small intestine, large intestine with solid food just yet. So it's important to just get the liquid. You could use a strainer if you feel more comfortable that way. I just ladled it out. I'm good to go. So I'm going to drink this. There's about a cup to, I would say this size is bigger than a cup. This is about 2 cups, realistically, of like actual measuring cups. So 2 cups of liquid. I'm going to drink this warm. I'm going to see what happens in my body, right? Might get some gurgling action going on because this is technically the first real food that I put into my system in the last 100 hours, 4 days. Okay, so I'm going to drink this, right? Cup and a half, 2 cups or so. Wait about an hour and a half to 2 hours. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some sauerkraut and eat that. So maybe 1 cup, maybe a cup and a half of sauerkraut with the juice. So this is actually red cabbage sauerkraut that I made myself. If you go into my video playlist, you'll see how I made that. Pretty simple to do. Just basically cabbage, salt, and water. That's all it is. 3 ingredients, simple. So after eating this, I'm going to wait another hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. And then I'm going to go for the kefir. So 1.5 to 2 cups of this. And basically, it doesn't matter what brand you buy. I just kind of showed 2 different brands here so you can kind of see what the idea is. But as long as you're getting the probiotics in there, that's the important part. Right? And the bro science behind all of this is I'm trying to hit my small intestine, large intestine, GI tract with the bone broth soup to get glycine into the GI tract, right, into the gut biome it helps to prevent the leaky gut thing, and it feeds the good bacteria. Waiting 2 hours gives that a chance to work and set and do its thing. Hitting it with the sauerkraut, right, the probiotic, now I'm getting some solid food in me, right? So this would be the first solid food that I put in there. But at the same time, I'm hitting it with vitamin C. I'm hitting it with probiotics that are in here, that are in the sauerkraut. It doesn't have to be red cabbage sauerkraut. It could be just regular old sauerkraut. As long as the sauerkraut is fresh and something that is not, let's say, prepackaged. And you know what I'm talking about. Like something that you would buy in the middle of the grocery store on an aisle is not going to be the best sauerkraut you want to use. What you want to use is sauerkraut that has 3 ingredients. Salt, water, and cabbage basically is what the sauerkraut should have. It should be in the refrigerated section. It should have, a relatively short lifespan in the refrigerator. I think a brand that I remember was Wilbren. Trader Joe's sells it. Costco sells it. Try to get something like that, like fresh made sauerkraut. If you can get it from your farmer's market, even better. Organic, whatever floats your boat. So after eating this, right, a cup and a half or so, cup and a half or so, I'm going to wait and see what happens. Give this a chance to work its magic. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a cup and a half to 2 cups, maybe a cup and a half of the kefir. So I put 2 bottles here just to show you what 2 different bottles look like. But you can use one or the other, whatever works. As long as the kefir that you're buying, or that I'm buying, is organic, right? Cultured low-fat milk, as you can see right there. Plain, unsweetened. Very important that it is unsweetened. So plain unsweetened, plain unsweetened. This is going to help with building up that gut biome, right? Giving it what it wants, helping that whole process of digestion so that you're basically making your colon, right, more efficient at letting the good stuff into your body and totally obliterating the bad stuff that shouldn't be in your body. That's the bro science behind all this. What I will then do is after about, I'd say maybe 2 or 3 more hours, then what I might do is start doing, that would be here, I would start doing like some steamed vegetables. So steamed vegetables are going to kind of reintroduce some cooked foods now into the gut biome, right? Small intestine, large intestine, stomach, and all that. See how the body digests all that good stuff. And then if there's still time in the day, I'd rather just cut it off there, right? Because you're talking about 2 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours. That's 8 hours of eating this stuff. I'd rather cut off the day there, and then the next morning start with something like maybe a cup of the bone broth soup again, or maybe an actual serving of what was in there, which was the beef shank, the lamb shank, all the vegetables, etc. So maybe 1 or 2 cups of that. And then go ahead and start a regular kind of eating kind of cycle. What I'm going to try to avoid doing is no carbs, no sugar, as much as possible for at least 2 or 3 days. Because the last thing I want to do is introduce sugar into my gut biome, and then my gut biome becomes dependent on that sugar, right? I just went through this whole process of getting ketogenic, in a keto state, whatever the correct terminology is. So why would I want to destroy that immediately by introducing sugar back in and carbs back in? So I'm going to try to avoid bread, rice, pasta, pizza, all that kind of stuff. I'm going to try to avoid that stuff for at least 2 to 3 days, if not longer, and see what happens. I will post an update to this video and let you know if my body fat burning process has sped up, if the metabolism has sped up. Maybe I'm losing more body fat per week. We'll find out soon. You're going to have to stay tuned for another video. And that's why you want to hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button if you like what you're seeing. Comment in the comment section down there below. And I will catch you all. Oh, in the description, I'll put some links to some pretty cool products, by the way. I'll put a link to that big, huge stock pot. Maybe the water filter that I'm using, all that good stuff. But that'll be in the description section, so check that out. Anyways, Kudo Malloy, and I will catch you all in the next exciting video.